So hear me out. What if flowers are a representation of something going on in your life? What if they are a sign? What if flowers are a sign that, you are blooming as a person, that you are flourishing to be the best that you can be? Good day, everybody. My name is Hannah, and I am loving, living, and inspiring through classical music, shared experiences, and lessons learned. I don't know if any of you are people who grow flowers or have a garden, but last year I had these Zinnia seeds from the Dollar Tree that before I left on my trip to New York for one of my performances, I didn't feel like planting it, so I just ripped the package open and I dumped it. It was just actually right over this thing, and just dumped it on the ground. And then this really 2 or 3 just big bushes of these zinnias grew. Now, I've planted zinnias before. I was very close with my grandfather, and he loved to garden. And when he got to the point where he couldn't kneel anymore, I would plant for him, and one of the flowers that I planted for him were zinnias, and I remember them growing just kind of one by one. They did get kind of tall, but they did just grow one by one. These are like, they turn into straight up bushes, and so we really liked them last year. And this year I did the same thing on this side, where they all have started growing again. But then my husband also got some, and he just kind of dumped them everywhere. And now the zinnias have literally taken over the front of the house. Like, they're just bushes of zinnias everywhere. There are other flowers underneath them that you can't really see, because these zinnias are just kind of rolling the place. And it's funny because you can even see some of the rose bushes are also trying to compete for the sunlight, and they're trying to grow higher than them. So why am I telling you all these details about flowers, and specifically zinnias? Well, I think there's something to zinnias. I think that there is some sort of higher meaning to not just zinnias, but flowers in general. And so when I was thinking of this, I looked up on YouTube. Well, first I did a Google search on zinnias. What are the meaning of zinnias? I found an interesting meaning. But then I thought, okay, what are the meaning of flowers in general? So I did a search on YouTube, and I had a couple TED Talks come up. One of them described one of the first ones that comes up when you look this up. I will put like a picture of this in the video, and I can also link it in my description box below if you're interested in it. They are fascinating. I think they are. So when you when I watched it, the lady was talking about how in the Victorian era, they used to give meaning to flowers. There was like I don't know if they kept a dictionary somewhere or what, but they would use flowers as a way to express themselves without having to say anything. Because I guess, it's different than now, where, if you want to express something, you could text someone or say something. We're not so manners, like having good manners, we're not driven by that. And I think in that time they were manners were very important, and so they kind of often suppressed their feelings. So they would send flowers to send a message, and sometimes this lady noted that they would get kind of petty with them. Of course roses would symbolize loves, but even the color of the roses represented different things. For example, red usually represented, the most deepest and passionate of love, but pink would represent a more youthful love. While I find this all to be very interesting, this still isn't the feeling that I have about flowers. I still think there's something more. So then I found another TED Talk. This was a few scrolls down, and it was a lady who she studies plants and how they work, and she discusses a belief she has that flowers are more than just a decoration, but they also, she believes, can provide some sort of emotional fulfillment. Which then I thought, okay, I'm getting closer. I think there is something to that. So think about it. Flowers are there in some of our biggest moments in life. When we get married, at least when I got married, flowers were important to me. And, I had a bouquet. The bridesmaids had a bouquet. The men wore the little, I can't remember what those things are called, but the things that you pin on your suit. We had flowers on the tables. There was a flower at the altar. When we, funerals, there's a bunch of flowers. Or, times where I remember flowers the most, Christmas, you have the poinsettias that are laid out. Or in Easter, you see the Easter lilies. I used to love the smell of the Easter lilies on Easter morning. You also have flowers on celebrations, like when I remember when I was in high school, the awards ceremonies, sometimes they would give out flowers, or homecoming, they would give out little carnations to, I think, the seniors. Flowers are used to recognize people. Flowers are used to thank people. Flowers are used to show people that you're thinking of them. And think about it, when someone performs, if you see, I haven't seen it today. I haven't been at a performance where they've done this, but I think they still do this. I've seen in movies where in performances, they actually, at the end, if they really like it, they'll throw flowers at the stage. It's a way to show extreme appreciation and, adoration for people. So hear me out. What if flowers are a representation of something going on in your life? What if they are a sign? What if flowers are a sign that, you are blooming as a person, that you are flourishing to be the best that you can be? I wonder. See, why am I thinking this? And I'm going to show you in this video how these flowers have almost taken over the house, specifically these zinnias. And I've grown these. I've tried to grow these before in other places, at one of my apartments, at my family's home, and they didn't sprout up like this. But now they are. So either there's something in this ground that's just extremely fertile, or maybe, just maybe, there's a message to it. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe it's a sign that something's happening. And this stuff hasn't started, I haven't started to see these flowers behave like this until I started meditating, every day. When I meditate every day, and maybe it's just a sign that's saying, you're doing the right thing. So also, I want you to think about, what is your favorite flower? Think about it. It's not really something that I thought about, what's my favorite flower? But I would say my favorite flower are these zinnias, just because of the sentimental value, because I used to plant them for my grandfather, and when I see them, they remind me of my grandfather. So when I look up the meaning and this is just a quick Google search, I didn't research this thoroughly or anything, the meaning of zinnias are endurance, an absent friend, daily remembrance, and lasting affection. Which to me, I think that is a definite message from my grandfather. And it's also just the endurance thing. I really love that. I do think that there is a message with that, because they say that zinnias can actually last an entire summer if you plant them really early, because they're kind of strong and they can endure and they grow really tall. So I do think that that does kind of describe me too. I think that I myself am also an endurant person. I continue to pursue the things that I want in life despite not seeing results. I continue to keep going in my singing and in my pursuit of, trying to do these videos, and as a role model to my students. I try to just strive to be the best that I can be, and I really do value endurance. And I just think it's interesting, how the zinnias are just flourishing right now. So what is your favorite flower? Think about it. Is your favorite flower a rose? Is it a daffodil? Is it a petunia? Think about what it is and then look it up. See what it means and see if that possibly kind of describes your personality, or maybe it describes something that you really value. I don't know. This is just a thought I've had recently, and I think it's worth looking into. I really do think flowers are more than just a beautiful plant. They are beautiful, and I enjoy beauty, and beauty should be a thing in and of itself. But I do think there's more to it. There's more to just the looks of it. I think they really are sending a message or something like that. So I know this is kind of an out there, kind of a strange topic, but I hope you found value in this. And thank you. If you watched this, thank you for watching this. I really appreciate everyone who watches my videos and who subscribes to me. I very much appreciate it. And if you like this, let me know. What's your favorite flower and what does it mean? I'd be interested in knowing. I also do videos on travel and just overall self-development, things that I found in my own experiences that I want to share in order to help others. So I hope that you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.